Okay guys, apparently it's time for me to get a new phone. I have started 3 videos and my phone keeps cutting out right after I start them. So we're starting over here now. We're at the lettuce bed, which we mulched yesterday, the kids and I. And this is the remain lettuce. Like I said before in the earlier videos, all I did was take a grocery store lettuce, put the bottom end of it in, planted it in, watered it, and this is what I ended up with here. There's some garlic back there which I accidentally pulled too early. I have not successfully done garlic either. I'll just keep trying. And the spinach. And then back here we have one of the 3 chaos gardens. And this is the pumpkins, and there's a tomato that I threw in there. Here's a tomato plant here because of the compost. And then we have the marigolds that I put in all along there. As I said, we didn't mulch this one in yet. I have to work on this one so it doesn't look exactly grand. It needs to be weeded and mulched. I have a lot I'm going to try to do today, so hopefully I can get that one done. And then this is the one we did work on yesterday. This is the Aurelius Verde, amaranth here growing. And then I have the peppery beans here, which some are still in shock from yesterday. So I'm hoping they bounce back. And then we built, my son and I and daughter built this little bamboo fence for it to grow up. And then if we walk over here, here's the second. Actually, this is the 3rd chaos garden. Here with sunflowers, cantaloupe, watermelon. Everything's not exactly big yet. I probably will not get any cantaloupe or watermelon out of this garden yet. And I'm okay with that. I was just, like I said, trying, to salvage. But this one hasn't been weeded or mulched yet. These are pine needles because we have a big giant pine here and another one here. But I do need to mulch this one in. And then we'll go over to, it's actually the 3rd one. The first one with the grains is not a chaos garden. I don't know why I said it was. Sunflowers, tomatoes, and then that. So now we're going to go over, back over here. We also did this one yesterday, and I picked all of the lettuce. I think that is a echinacea, which I dug up and transplanted, so hopefully it's just, going through shock and it bounces back. There's some arugula, but I picked all of this yesterday, and there's my yarrow, guys. It's finally, showing this yellow head. I've had that for years. That's why it's so big. This is going on its 3rd year, and they finally flowered, as you can see there. Okay, here's our banana tree. We have to move that out. It is fenced in too tightly. I'm going to have my husband move that out. Here's a little orphan I saved, a tomato plant that was growing over there. I had to pull several out, but I didn't want to waste. So I put this one here. Here's my sunflower alley. And then I start down here. I think there's some type of amaranth, so I saved it. And the zinnias, I don't know how these got over here. Apparently something put it over here or the wind blew it. But 2 okra. Here's some zinnias I planted there. That's why I didn't mulch that in. They're not ready yet. Here's the grape plant, which, as you can see behind here, there are some grapes that are getting ready to come in. This needs to be trellised too, as I can see. And then this is down here is marigolds, which there's not a lot. So I actually need to come through here and do that again. My knockout rose is doing good. Here's the greens, arugula and things going to seed, but I'm still eating off of it. And as you can see, my roses are looking a hot mess because I have Japanese beetles and other pests that is just ravaging the leaves. You can see the leaves, they're just ravaging the leaves. So this is also another big project this week, is to try to get this back up. Over here, they're just It's still looking pretty healthy, but they're just, you see, those right there, guys, those are Japanese beetles. You want to get those off, which I'm going to do today. Also, a lanternfly there. These are pests that are decided to just snack on my rose bush. So this is another big project. I've been working on it every week. Every week I have to pull bugs off of this and that. So I'm going to spray it down with some neem oil. Here is a beefsteak. This was one that I bought, and then we had, frost wasn't over, and I actually cut all the bat off, and it actually came back. As you can see, it's flowering after I pinched everything out to give it time to you know, grow. So it's doing well. Guys, there's so much I don't know where I'm gonna start it. My marigolds are going down here. As you can see, this needs to be cleaned out and mulched. A cherry tomato. Here's one of my dahlias. No, I did not grow these. I actually bought those. Here is my borage. Guys, this is my first year having borage. Because every year, for some reason, the borage that was growing that I so painfully wanted was, I was pulling it because I thought it was a weed. And now look at it, guys. She's massive and she is gorgeous. So there's something there for the bees. I have peppers here. I don't know why I went this way. Let me go around and show you guys the peppers. These are pimento peppers, so they're meant to be this small. I'm so happy to finally have some peppers. I will be picking these today. I believe this is a cantaloupe, and it's flowering. This is supposed to be my pepper bed, but as you can see, I just threw a lot of stuff in here. I'm just letting it grow. Here's another pimento, I believe. As you can see, they're turning black. I don't necessarily know if that's a bad thing. I'll have to check. Here's some turnips. Here's a serrano. And these are the Lysa peppers. I probably am not going to get any of these this year because these are severely stunted. But nevertheless, here's a mustard spinach that I just threw in here. As you can see, I should probably pull this guy out. I'm probably going to pull this out today. Okay, so we're going to go around. Here's some thyme that's flowering. We have the peach cream corn here. Let me zoom out. Some basil that is growing down in there. Here's my lima beans. It needs to get bigger, but that's where it's at now. Here's some basil. I had a hard time growing basil this year too for some odd reason. Lima beans again. Here's my zinnias, which this is a snail palmer, and I didn't build a snail traps yet. I need to. Here is a mini eggplant and some little flowers down here. This needs water again. That's for my flowers are not up. It's another zinnia. I actually topped this one, guys, by mistake. I feel like if you top them, you're going to get bigger plants like this. Because I accidentally topped this guy, and look at him. Apparently it's trash day. Now the loud vehicles are coming by. How convenient. Carrots that I'm successfully doing this year, I'm happy about. Okay. There's a few carrots growing in there. Sorry guys, but it's trash day for some of the neighbors, so yeah, it's pretty loud. Okay, and then right here, here's my wormwood. All the rest of this, guys, is weeds. So you see, I have a lot of digging and mulching to do. As I said, I have a lot today. There's no way it's all getting done, but I'm going to try. Here's the cosmos. These are the tomatoes that are stunted. And you'll see what I mean in a minute, because here's my beefsteak, which is doing great. And guys, if you want your tomatoes to do well, you should probably know by now you have to pull the suckers off. And here's the other one. But yeah, these are the ones that are stunted. I kept having to replant them. I'm going to leave them in I might not get anything off of those this year, but I'm gonna leave them in. Here is my eggplant. Now guys, it keeps flowering. I don't know anything about eggplants. So, and there's a lanternfly. Ugh. And here's the flower. It's beautiful, but it's flowered before and then I didn't see any fruit. So I don't know what's up with that. This is regular eggplant. And then over here is a Japanese eggplant. And guys, just by the way, again, like I said, Japanese beetles, you're gonna want to get rid of those. But this flower smells great. So I really need these to get off of my flowers because they're just ruining everything. Okay, here's a strawberry bed. I've gotten plenty of strawberries out of this year. Still continuing to get strawberries. Okay, so now the truck is gone. Here's my green bed. Like I said, everything's coming along good in here. Here's the top. So now it is a cold weather crop and I still planted it. So what I'm going to do is come in today, weed this out. Here's the asparagus that went to seed, but fine, we'll just have more asparagus next year. The little tree looking, that's the asparagus. Finally, guys, I had been waiting forever. Like I said, a lot of things got stunted this year because we had that, still had a frost after I planted everything. Here's my callaloo. I'm really happy about that. So I have to come in here today, another big project, and thin this out, but I didn't think it was coming. And guys, it's very misleading because they look like weeds. The callaloo really looks like weeds. So be careful after you plant it not to just start pulling it because all this is callaloo, which I'm gonna have to thin out. Here's my rhubarb. As you can see, something's been eating on it. And here's a Georgia collard. Something's eating on that, so I definitely need to spray. But even my collards are coming up. So this is a bed, another bed that's gonna need a lot of work. I bought this from the store. I'm not having really a lot of success when I buy some things from the store. This is Lacento kale. And Bunny's a pretty good company, but some of this stuff is just not. This is all that this kale has grown since I bought it. It hasn't gotten any bigger. And something's eating it up. So sometimes the plants are just not doing well. That's why I like to grow them myself. Here is sunflowers I planted over here. Here's my long bean. I'm so happy. I do not see any beans on it yet. Look at it, guys. It's actually going all the way up. I'm gonna have to put another top to this. I'm so happy about my long beans. Here you see, as you can see, issues. Look at my Dinah's 1,000-head kale. There's a caterpillar. I need to find them. It's just eating it up. Yeah, I have the long beans here. And then the thing of it is, I don't even see a caterpillar on it at the moment, but apparently it's here. And it's having a good time. Here is the Mexican sunflower. Tithona, because I know I cannot pronounce that. One of my favorites here. Here's my rose mint. It's lovely. Just reseeds itself. And then back here, oh my God, guys, I have a cucumber here. It's raggedy, guys. I need to fix my my trellis. It's warped and raggedy. I'm gonna fix it today. Here's my cucumbers. And as you can see, which I just saw myself, I have a baby cucumber on here. This actually came by a balcony. It's balcony something. They're on Facebook and they're out of Asia. And they always have all these neat ideas for growing in small spaces. And they were growing cucumbers alongside their space. And every year when I planted my cucumbers out in the garden, something was I was eating them. So I decided to do that. Now I do have some in the garden here, guys. It's a lot, so bear with me. I might actually run out of video. There's a tomato plant. Don't ask me why I did that. I just did a tomato plant inside of the corn. That's the last of the peaches and cream corn. That's what that is. As you can see, I'm having lots of flowers on this one. These are the non-hot peppers here. And then peppers. And then you can see my bell pepper down there. That's growing. This guy's getting overshadowed by this massive thing here, which I believe is a cantaloupe, because I planted cantaloupe in here one year. And guys, it's great when they grow back on their own. Look how huge this is compared to the ones I planted this year over there by themselves. Here are my pinto beans. I'm really happy about that. I'm probably not going to be so happy when it comes to drying them. But I have a Ninja, which has a dehydrator. And then I also have a dehydrator. So, speaking of that, guys, look. See, when you start talking, look at that. I got a bean. It's a llama bean, a pinto bean. There's a few on here. So I should be good by July. It's gonna be crazy out here. July, everything's always gets popping every year. These are, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of these beans. As I can see, I need the weed in here too. I want to say these are jade beans. I usually stick a tag in, but it probably got lost somewhere in here. I don't see it. No, these are the dragon beans there in the center. That's what that is. Then we have cucumbers here I did plant. That one was stunted for so long, so that's why it's so small. The ones that were stunted, you can see this guy did not get stunted, and as you can see, he's huge. And then this guy down here is one that got stunted. And then here's some garlic here, because I keep trying to plant garlic because I really want some. And then let's see, guys, there's a lot I gotta get to. Okay, every time I leave this out, here's my blackberry bush. This is this second year. As you can see, we're about to have a lot of blackberries. I know the kids are going to be excited about that. They don't get excited about the garden at all because, you know, it's not a video game. I saw something, and I see a Japanese beetle on there at Lowe's. I'm going to get and see if it works for these lantern flies. I really don't want to be spraying a lot of stuff on my lantern flies. I mean, on my plants, because I want to try to keep it as organic as possible. But the lantern flies are getting out of control because of their heads, which we talked about earlier. This was staked up, guys, and then he just went back. He popped right off of that. Okay. This is my glass gem corn. Here's my purple basil. I planted purple basil all along through here, and I only got one, but I'm happy for that one. Here's my lettuce leaf basil. Yeah, all the outside of this is supposed to be basil, guys, but it's not. And there's my soybeans, as you can see. Oh, guys, you see I haven't been out here lately because I've been trying to mulch and do all that. I haven't been checking on the crops. I got soybeans, guys, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. I have soybeans. I want to make me an Instagram about what I got so far. Corn, this is the sage. I forget what sage it is, but this is what the sweet corn is doing. Here's my giant massive mint behind that. Every year it shows out. Pretty sure that's the Russian mammoth of one of my mammoths. And then there's one under that. You can see. Here's my bee balm. It's got a little bit of powdery mildew. Guys are like, why don't you spray this stuff? I have a lot to spray for, but this is the most I've done this year, and I have fruit trees out in the back too. So, yeah. And when you're usually a one-man show, it's really hard to try to get all this done, but I'm working on it. Okay. This is just extra strawberry plant. I just put them in the grow bags. That was supposed to be a pepper, but it died. That's my peppermint, which I don't know if I showed this at the end of the year, was tiny. Now, you see, it's pretty big. And then, one of my other favorites back here, I'm going to start off with, that's just a sunflower, which I don't know how it got there, because I didn't plant it there. This area was supposed to be Navajo Sunset, which Baker's Creek, I'm disappointed, because I didn't get any Navajo Sunset, which I really wanted. This is Okra Alley. We have, I have tags, guys, but okay, that's the Star of David here. This is, and then in the middle is the Motherland Okra from Africa. I can't wait to try that. And then we'll have Clemson. And then there's another kind. I forget what the other kind is. And then over here we have sage. Guys, this was supposed to be a herb bag. As you can see, I only got one thing. Like I said, some of the stuff was a hit and miss, but you know, you roll with the punches. Here's the lemon tree we bought. It's doing really well. And if you guys are watching my videos, you'll see that everything all was doing horrible. And then now everything's come up because nature works on its own time. But I never think of that. I'm always like, ugh. Here's my ground cherries. Here's another ground cherry. And then you can see back off this way what I said before. I want all that to be sunflowers because it gets hot here. And let's zoom in on something so I don't have to walk up to it. You can see here's my nasturtiums back here. I love nasturtium, guys. And look at how that just came out. Couldn't have planned it more perfectly. Actually, I didn't do that. Nature did that. It came out like that, but isn't it gorgeous? Okay, well, we're going to walk down here. Yes, there's more. And it's also time to cut the grass again. This grass grows really fast over here. Here are 2 cherry tomatoes. These are ices. And then there's other spots where I had cherry tomatoes I didn't show you guys. And you can get a better view of the sunflowers there. I'm backing up. And it's still just really massive. Here is the sunflowers. Okay, so now we're going to go over and show you the apple tree. They have apple cedar rust. I'm not happy about. Down here I planted something and I can see it's finally coming. I guess it's basil. I'm happy about that. Actually, it looks like it's doing better because my husband, the cedar trees are over here. We didn't know anything about apple cedar rust because I did some work on the apple trees, but apparently not enough. So he cut the limbs off and then he has to cut that one down. So now we're going to have to extend our fence because now I have to find, you know, people can get in through that way because there was no fence there. Okay, so the tree actually looks better. It doesn't look as bad as I remember. So I'm going to spray neem oil on it. And then I watched another video. You can also spray copper. This is our Cortland. And it was bearing fruit until it got this. And then it stopped. And I wondered why. And now I know why. So I'm going to have to spray this, which is the first thing I'm doing. Because I was supposed to do that weeks ago and I didn't. Here's our other grape vine, guys. See again, lanternflies. If you catch them, sometimes you can kill them. Like I just did. Here are the grapes here. Oh, here you go. Grapes, guys. More grapes. It's so fun growing. I love to come out and actually see that I have something. I could be making a lot of TikToks right now, but I'm not. I ain't that into it. This one still has it pretty bad. So I'm going to have to get a ladder. Probably recruit some help from my son who is 12, but a lot taller than me. And come out here and do this. Here's my zinnias. Trying to do like the protege gardening too. I feel like I'm doing pretty well. This was supposed to be plants, guys, but as you can see, it all grew back up weeds. The other zinnia pot. Oh, here's one of my raspberry bushes. This is this guy's first year, and it's already got berries. It's doing really good. This guy over here, I keep accidentally cutting branches off of this thing every time I weed eat or cut, because it's very strategical cutting the grass now. It's got raspberry. I had one of these guys. They're actually really good. Okay, as you can see from this angle, this looks ridiculously wild. That's because it is. And I really need to build up on that and obviously trellis it up. I really didn't think it was going to grow like that. And then this is 2 sunflowers. Over here we have sunflowers. I think these are supposed to be the teddy bear. That one's growing back after something ate it. And those are cosmos. Another tomato plant. I couldn't tell you what kind. I'm just picking them up, putting them in a pot. I have some rosemary here. And then here is our blueberries. We have 3 blueberry bushes. This is from, actually this is this one's second year. We bought it and it's doing fine. And it's the only thing that I don't have anything bothering it, so I'm really glad. This is one we bought from Little. It's doing good. The fruit is all the way at, you can see this fruit in some spots. They're not ready yet, so that's why you don't really see some fruit. I'm hoping it's not doing that thing where it's more green than it is fruit. It has fruit though. It's the blueberries there. This one is a bare root, and compared to the way it was, it's doing really good also. Here is another. This is a sun sugar cherry tomato. Carrots here. I had one, two, three successfully come up. The rest is weeds. I don't know what happened. I planted this whole thing, as you can see, with 3 different varieties. I don't know what kind is popping up. Looks like the short, and then the scarlet, and the other one didn't come up. I'm probably gonna mulch it too. This is 2 more cherry tomato plants, and then you get a view of the green garden. This is where I grow my greens. This one, and then when tomatoes get done in this one, that'll be where I put the other ones for the fall. Okay, we're kind of going back to some of the same area again, just to show you some stuff I missed. I got these out of Dollar Tree. These are called Monroe tomatoes, and they're actually doing quite well. More nasturtiums. These are some grease tomatoes. I had some tomatoes last year. They actually fruit all the way into September, October, and I know it was one variety, but I know I didn't use them all, but I somehow couldn't find it again, so I'm just going to try these. And then here's some more. Here, another sunflower. And then over here, I really wanted this pepper plant to get bigger, but you can see it didn't. I'm about to put some fertilizer on it, and it's already got a pepper. I'm going to pull that and then cut it down some more. I want it to be bigger than that. And this is just some loveliness. No food. And then, guys, we'll see if I can make it to the back before I run out, because this thing cut out on me 2 times while I was doing videos. And then here's my greenhouse. It's finally completed. My door still isn't fixed, as you can see, but it's serving its purpose. But I really need to outfit it this year with my tables and that and stuff before the season is up with, which as you can see, I'm working on that. Here's the natural berry bush that's just right here in the yard. It's doing good, but there are voles in there, so they're probably going to eat all that, and they can have it as long as they stay out of my garden. The grass cut. Husband thinks he doesn't have to do anything anymore, so that's that. Here's our family fun back here. Got a badminton set, some darts we were playing, kid stuff. You know, kids don't pick up their stuff. My pile we need to seriously burn. Got 2 piles there. Guys, getting a property is a lot if you want it to be right. And then back here behind the fruit trees, behind that wood pile, that's what we're working on. Oops. So that can be a perennial garden. It's going to be my perennial garden, and I'll probably try to grow some potatoes and stuff back there too. But this is a lot. And then that side we're working on for a trail. But let's get over here to our fruit trees. This is a plum. This plum tree, I am going to spray it. It's actually doing well. You can see it's a little dry. I do need to wet it. I told my husband, he built these in so close because there are deer. But also at the same time, I could go under here. It's just going to make it difficult for me to mulch and weed some of this stuff. Here is this one. I don't know what happened to it. It just went completely like this. So I hope it's not dead. I don't know if it's dead. Hopefully not. Because fruit trees are out of season. Nope. He's not dead. He's got some growth on the bottom. So I'm going to look it up, and I have to give him some TLC. This is on the back to keep the deer away. Leave it 2,000 there. And these bags I got off of Amazon. All right, here's the cherry tree. I tell him it has to stay moist, and obviously now it's suffering a problem because look at the leaves, and it was doing good. So I don't know what's going on with this one either. I'm going to have to Google this as well because something's up with the cherry tree, and this cherry tree was $65, so can't let it die. All right. The dormant plum tree, which we bought 2 other pair. This is a pair. We bought 2 other pear trees to try to get this one to come out. It says when it starts flowering though, and these aren't flowering yet. So hopefully this flowers, because I'm not getting another pear tree until the following year. The pear tree is actually doing good. As you can see, though it's got some yuck on it. It's got some yuck. So I'm going to have to spray it because it's definitely got some yuck. I don't like that. It wasn't looking like that. But it's probably from the cedar tree. It's still doing fairly good. You see the bottom is doing good. So I'm going to spray the bottom first to stop it from getting there, and then do the top. And then this guy is doing really good, which is weird because it's closer to the cedar tree. But it's not getting all that yuck. This is the last pear tree. Okay, guys. And, yeah, over here at Maker Trail, we got a lot to do. And we're not rich, so it's not like, oh, well, don't you... Nope, can't just tap money out like that. And the yard is uneven. We have to get that fixed. But otherwise, we're doing really well over here. Given that it's just a lot of work. If you want to try to have something, it's not easy. But the hard work pays off. So as you can see, this is what my day is going to be like right here. So guys, go out and grow.